You might have heard in the news recently that a Hurricane Milton is heading straight for Tampa Bay, Florida. And I figured this would be a good time to make a video about how to do an evacuation route. I have more than just a passing familiarity with Tampa Bay, Florida, because I actually lived there for a little over 12 years. I actually know Tampa Bay very well. So, I have this set right now to a town I was near, Temple Terrace, Florida, which is just east of the city of Tampa proper. And if I had to do an evacuation route to just get the hell out of the state, well, this is how I would do it, even if I was using one of these. Now, before I show this, a couple things to note is that traffic reporting is largely worthless in an event like this because things are constantly changing. Some roads get backed up, other ones get clear, but then get backed up again in very short periods of time. And it also directly depends on the vehicle that you're driving, because if you are driving a large vehicle, an RV specifically, or you're towing something, because Florida is absolutely chock full of RVs. If you're driving one of those, you have to take the interstates. You have to do it. And let me just show this real quick. Now, if I just back up and take an overall look at the state. Let me just... Okay. So we're looking at this in general. In the state of Florida, you've got I-4 that goes east to west, but the ones that people are going to be taking the most is you've got 75 on the west side and you've got 95 on the east side, and the goal is just to get, out of Florida into Georgia. Okay, so the way that I would do this personally, and this is, the part where I'll show you how to do it, is that now I would not be driving an RV or a large vehicle, nor would I be towing anything. I would just be getting in my small subcompact car and getting ready to rock, getting the hell out of the state. And I can even do it with one of these, even if I didn't have my Drive Smart 66. This is a new V30. Okay, just using something really basic, no traffic reporting, because again, largely worthless anyway. What I do is I go to navigation. The first thing I do is I'm not taking any highways or toll roads. I would take U-turns if necessary and leave it like this. So I would only avoid I would only take U-turns and avoid everything else. And the second thing I would do is I change this over to a north up view, because my only concern in this scenario is to just start driving north and just keep going north. Would I even bother planning a route? No, because if I sat down and I said, okay, I am going to purposely avoid all the toll roads and all the interstates and all the major roads, and I'm going to it'll be a slow drive, but it will at least be a moving drive, and I won't be stuck in gridlock traffic. I'm going to be all set. To believe that, I would be absolutely wrong. And so would anyone else that would believe the same, because roads clog up. The ones you think that are always clear, that no one ever travels on. Nope, it's not going to happen. And just to, hold on, not here. Let me go to this view. Okay, back up a bit. My goal would not be to take the interstates. My goal would be to go mid-state, right through the center, because the major interstates are on the far west and far east sides. But going right up through the center, where the interstates are not, would actually give me a better chance of getting into Georgia without encountering too much gridlock. There will be some, but far less than if I was battling all those RVs and people towing things on the interstates. Because even though I am not, I mean, I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, but if I were still in Florida, I know, just from personal experience, that in a major event like this, and bear in mind, I did live through one. I did live through Hurricane Irma. Oh yeah, I was in Tampa Bay when that happened. It sucked. It sucked. And Milton's supposed to be even worse. So if I had to do an evac out of here, instead of going through, heading up to Tampa up to 75, I wouldn't even go to Lutz or head over this way or anything. I would go Lakeland way. And, well, not into Lakeland, but I would go like probably to Brandon and around about downhill, maybe Valrico, and then go just start up north, avoiding the interstate, avoiding all that, which this would do. Okay, so anyway, I've got this all set up, and now what I do is I back up, and I don't even pick a particular destination other than just choosing something over the border, which is right here. It's like, okay, so let's back up a little bit. Where are we at? Okay, so just tap that, zoom in a bit. Okay, what's this road right here? 441. It's not that I'd pick this one, I'd put a little more thought into it, but if I just hit this guy, there we go, US 441, go. And I just let it do its thing, calculate. It's going to take a while because I am avoiding all the highways and all the toll roads, but it will calculate it even on something this old. And I'm not even going to necessarily pay attention to what's going on up here or the turn on this side, because the more important part is just to keep heading north. And once this is done calculating, I'll show what happens. As a matter of fact, I'll pause the video right here. I'll let this finish, and then I'll get back to it. Hang on. This will be instant for you, but just hang on a quick second. All right, we're back. Go. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, okay, it's going to go around and up. All right. So if I take a look at the entire route, okay, it took me up the west side of the state. Let's see where it took me. Now, would I necessarily go this way? Okay, yeah, it did take me through Lutz. Probably not. I don't think I would go this way. But it is an example of a way I could take. Let's go back over here. Yep, go past. Okay, it took 19. 19 is not one I would take either. But I'm showing this anyway. Back up a little. Okay, yeah, and then there's over the border and then up to 441. All right. So let's go back, show map again so I can get the full route. So we're talking about 3 3/4 hours worth driving, 221 miles. And this is a way I could take, but I would leave it this way anyway. If I was using the 30, for example, I would leave it this way anyway. And what I would start doing is I would start going eastbound. Yeah, I would head over Lakeland and then just go up through there, north through there, excuse me. Let me just go back to the map here. Okay. To me, I'm thinking the right way to put this. Yeah, I'll go back to what I said a moment ago. I really would not plan a route. I really would not. Because this is not an instance where I'm going to find weather that has already occurred. Meaning I'm not going to be encountering flooding or anything like that, or a natural cause. The goal is just to try to avoid all the big barge traffic from all those RVs and all those 18-wheelers and so on, and have something where I can just look at this and just keep going north. Just keep going. Now what I could do is on the 30, if I wanted to just add a stop, I can add one stop with the 30. And if I said to myself, okay, well, instead of, as a matter of fact, I'll do it just to show you. So let's just say instead of going here, I'll wait till the map redraws. I was going to head up Lakeland Way. Zoom in, see what that road is. If I can hit it. Oh, 98, okay. Well, I don't know if I would take that, but let me just zoom in real tight on that. Yeah, go. Add as via. I'll just let it recalculate. I'll just continue talking through this because it's going to take a minute or two before it shows the new route. Obviously, I'd be using a more advanced Garmin. I wouldn't necessarily be using this. If I were using this, if I had no other choice, well, I'd just deal with it and just go. But yeah, planning a route. If I were to plan the entire route in a situation like this, emergency and evac situation, again, that really doesn't work because it doesn't accommodate for all the other traffic that's around you. And now, even with a planned route and even with traffic reporting, even if you have all your ducks in a row, it's not going to work. It just won't work. So when I'm driving a subcompact car, it is a guess. Yes, true. I would guess that, all right, stay off the interstate, keep heading north. It is not guaranteed I will avoid all the traffic. This said it was 3 3/4 hours. I would at least add 90 minutes to that, at least, to say, okay, so 5 hours, something like that. I would, instead of 3 3/4, I'd say, okay, it's going to be 5 hours, and it's going to suck. It's just going to suck. Just getting out of the state, heading northbound into Georgia. Okay, it's about ready now. Let's see what it shows me. Okay, so it's going to turn me around. And what do we got now? Yeah, there we go. Right through the middle there. It didn't take me on 75, did it? Via point. No. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah. Just view that one more time. Yeah, see, this to me makes more sense. Stay in the middle. It shows 75 there, but it's not, if I zoom in, it's not actually taking 75. No, it's skirting alongside it. Okay, yep, good. That is, yeah. I would probably encounter some traffic up in Gainesville, but other than that, yeah, I would be much more comfortable taking this. It would be a slow trip, totally. But yeah, even with this, I could do it. I could totally do it. Anyway, okay, yeah. So when it comes to, see, everything that you know about navigation kind of gets thrown out the window when it comes to one of these emergency evacuation route scenarios, because everyone's in a state of panic. The cell phone network is totally overloaded, which is part of the reason the traffic reporting is basically worthless. If you're using one of these and you're receiving FM traffic, even that really not worth that much, because all it's going to show is that, oh, yep, you got a lot of traffic, and that's all it's going to tell you. So you kind of have to roll your own, so to speak, to really get out of the dirt And just because the goal is just to keep moving. Keep moving. It makes me a little depressed to think about this because, again, I lived in Tampa Bay a little over 12 years. I was there. And I was there through thick and thin and through Irma. That was a Cat 2, as in a Category 2 hurricane. Yep, I lived through that. And my heart goes out, to the Floridians, because I was one. I was one at one point. And you know what? I probably always will be to a degree. That's not my home state, but you spend over 10 years in a place, you get a feel for it, and you miss it. You're in one place for so long. You're like, oh no, I don't want anything bad happening to that place. I remember it. It was cool. That type of thing. Anyway, lastly is something I already have here. Instead of having this field just set to arrival time or anything else, have it set to just distance. Because how long do I have to go before I, get over the border? Because if you have it set to, time to destination, it says 4 hours. But it's going to be way longer than that. So you're just better off having it as the distance and say, okay, okay. And just watch this number slowly go down as you get to the border and then get to safety. Now, of course, I've been talking about nothing but Florida here because, that's what's going on right now. But if you happen to be, and I'm certain you are, because I don't know how many Floridians actually watch my videos, but chances are you're not in the state of Florida. But it doesn't matter where you are. If you need to plan some type of evac route to go back, okay, if you're driving a large vehicle, RV, towing something, yes, you will have to do the highway interstate thing and just deal with traffic. You're going to have to deal. Because if you try to take smaller roads with a large vehicle, that will be even worse. You don't do it. But if you're driving a normal sized car or SUV, basically anything that is at largest a Suburban, like a Chevy Suburban or a Cadillac Escalade, all the way down to subcompact, that's the normal car range, and you're not towing anything, you're driving one of those, then you can do what I just showed here. And you should learn. You should learn every way to get out of town, every way to get out of the state, or wherever it is you need to go to get to safe haven, so that you can traverse that distance successfully without too much backup. It is worth it to sit down, look at the map, maybe mark a few waypoints by coordinates and so on, so that you know where to go. Or even if you really don't know where to go, at least this will help out a great deal, even if it's something as old as this new V30. It's absolutely worth your time. Get to it.